Okay, so we are live. Welcome, Sebastian. We are catching
Hey,
up after a while, right?
yeah, it's been a while.
So I'm excited. I mean, today we are going to take the trade finally, something that we were supposed to do.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, and we are going to have a discussion of the market as well. So we'll have our, what do you call it, then turns. Okay, so you take trades, then I take trades, and we'll keep on flipping like that. That's okay with you, right?
Yeah, perfect.
We'll play it like football, you know? Do you like
Sounds good.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Um, Messi.
Messi. Okay, I'm a Ronaldo fan, so there you
Cool.
go.
I don't really
So,
care that much, to be honest, but I'd pick
same here.
Messi.
I don't watch football. I don't watch football or any kind of sports. I'm just supporting Ronaldo from the outside. Okay, so let's get into the trade. So today's coin is GALA. Okay,
Mhm.
and I'm sharing my screen. So we have GALA open here. We have BTC open here. Okay, I have done
That's
so much
BTC
on
on the
mobile
daily.
phone. Yeah, I have completely even forgotten how to use system. I mean, I use my mobile phone all the time. I do the charting and stuff on system, but I don't take trades on the system.
Hmm.
And that is something that really has messed up everything for me. But anyway, I don't know why is this frozen.
I have Gala's chart open here if you want me to
Can you share a
explain the
screen?
trade.
Yeah, do the Gala chart. Yeah, until I fix this. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
So
Okay,
can you
so
share your screen?
um, yes, I
Let me
think
see if I
so.
have. Yeah.
Oops.
Okay. Okay.
Is
So
it
I will
sharing?
remove my
No,
screen.
it's not sharing.
Just a second. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Okay.
Okay.
So now let me check. Okay, if I have to close stop screen. Okay, now do you see the present option?
Yes. I'm ready
Yeah,
to share whenever.
yeah, share it. Go ahead,
Okay.
please. You have to add it
There
to the
you go.
stream as well, okay?
Yeah, can you see it on my screen now?
I see it now. Yes. Okay, awesome.
Okay, cool. So here's what we're looking for Gala right now. Structure wise, when we see this move from the low up to this high, we basically have five waves here for Gala. Usually these big moves are impulsive moves. And since we have it at the end of a downtrend, we're expecting at least a partner leg to this one. So it's usually these kind of patterns are seen as bull flags, although sometimes the corrections get more complex and it doesn't work exactly as a bull flag. But the idea is that you have a first leg of the move, and since you need to have at least one complete sequence, even if it's corrective, it would be an A, B, C structure. So we would expect another leg more or less of the size of this leg for Gala. And these kind of coins, like smaller coins, usually do bigger percentage moves. Actually, all altcoins tend to do bigger moves because they are more volatile. So we're
Oh yeah.
expecting uh, a move like this one for Gala at some point. Now, the thing is the correction over? Did it finish here and we're ready to go higher? Or are we going to come lower first and recover some of the liquidity uh, near the lows um, and boom from there, right? So we can
Uh-huh.
see, actually, I have some lines here, some levels.
Awesome.
And when we project so basically we have to see both possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Either this is a first move of the second leg for this trend, and we're gonna bounce up from here and probably break these highs, or we might come lower, recover all the liquidity left in this pump, come
Yeah.
somewhere around this area. If you see, we have a matching level of liquidity where is the start of this green candle,
Yeah.
and this level of Fibonacci. That's an extension. That this point is basically the same size of a move from this. So we measured this first leg down, and then we project it with Fibonacci trend. So let me show you how we do this. So I think it's going to be useful for everyone.
Yeah, of course.
So we use a lot
And
of trend
and
based.
and I will be asking questions in between, okay, on behalf of
Yeah.
the audience because, like always, our audience is sleeping. It's around, I think, 4 5 a.m. So,
Okay.
I'll be acting as the audience, okay. Let me
Perfect.
check. Yeah, it's 3:30 in Pakistan, 3 a.m. in Afghanistan, and 4 a.m. in India. So most of the audience is sleeping. Um,
They're gonna
so
wake up to a nice surprise.
I hope so. My question here is that this is a long trade, right? And it's not a short.
Yeah, it's long. We're betting for price to go up
Okay.
because we're very close to this first invalidation point. Basically, in Elliott waves, we focus on invalidation points, and one of the biggest strength size is invalidation because usually you know that if you break the low or the high, then the trend is gonna continue, right? And you probably can see that in most trading styles. Like if we break this low, it's
Yeah.
quite likely we're coming all the way down here, you know. So there's a
Okay.
big gap there.
There's a
Um,
big gap, and we will be using a stop loss, which is very tight because there is no point of having a loose stop loss because the moment it's invalidated, it means it's going down anyway. So there is no
exactly.
point of making it bigger, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we would look for a re-entry probably down at these lows.
Okay,
So
that's
that's
where we'll be longing it again if this fails. My last question for now is
uh-huh.
that we are longing it while most of the setups throughout the market are shorts, right?
Hmm.
But we are going long on this one. What happens when the BTC falls? Will Gala hold?
Probably not, and that's okay. I think that's something we also gotta do with trading. Like we have some exposure from the highs. Like if we go to Bitcoin, we basically took a short over here, right?
Yeah.
So we're in good
In
profits.
our
We
in our
already
in our
secured some
this
profits.
is what you shared in the premium group, right?
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
shared this
So
in
we shorted this and it's still a running trade, right?
exactly, and the lower it comes, the more money we'll make with that one. So that's cool. And
That's cool.
since right now I think we're in a downtrend, I'm playing harder on the shorts than the longs. So I'm playing smaller positions on the longs, taking profits a lot sooner, you know, because uh, for me, the uptrend finished here. So we have two legs here. A first leg up to this high on 23, a retracement, and then a second leg to the upside here. And we have 5 waves in each move. So
Yeah.
this could be a completed ABC sequence, and we have a completed macro trend that took us several months to build, and now we're building a downtrend. And we have a couple different levels where we can bounce here. So 25, we can go all the way to 22, maybe even 20.5, and then we
Yeah.
have our next level would be here, you know, 17 something.
Yeah.
Um,
That's too low. By that time, everyone would be heartbroken.
yeah, and to be honest, it doesn't need to be bearish. Like this could be the beginning of a bigger trend. You know,
Yeah.
we were in a downtrend for a year. So like I have this one as a high for the market. So we basically have 1 year and a half of bear market and going down. It makes sense that it gets a relief, you know, at some point, a decent relief. So I think this sequence to the downside is done, and now we're in a sequence to the upside. And it could go into different levels. But basically, I think like the size of this uptrend should be at least I don't know, a third or half of what this whole move was.
I think it's
Uh,
going to be half at least. Personally, I think this and right now it just needs to do a correction before it does everything anything. So
exactly, and we can actually measure that with our a fifth time zone. So
fifth
we
time,
can
yeah,
take this high down to the
that low.
15K low, and yeah, basically we would expect to keep going up at least until June, something like that. um, and I think we're going higher, to be honest. Like I think it's gonna take a while to break this low if we actually break it. I'm expecting to come to break these highs, maybe even these highs.
Yeah,
Um,
before going for that low.
yeah,
But
I
right
don't think
now,
we will break these highs by much, to be honest. Like I think it's quite likely we're gonna come down because on 2025, January 2025, central banks are gonna start adding crypto to their balance sheets. So I don't think we're gonna rally really hard by that time. You know, I don't think like we're gonna be doing all-time highs like in previous cycles. But whatever, like it's gonna be a long time before we go there. And right
yeah,
now we know this sequence could be already done. Like there's a possibility we just come down. Like this could be a big 1 2 1 2, which means this is a wave one of a bigger cycle, wave two of that bigger cycle, and then this is the wave one of the wave three of the bigger cycle. So basically, this is a smaller degree wave, and we're just doing a retracement to make a huge move to the upside. Like that's the most bullish scenario. But there's also possibilities where we could come down here, and and this could be like the first wave of an even bigger sequence to the upside, which would make sense because it would make everybody really bored. Like we would be doing a leading diagonal here. So this could be a wave one of the diagonal, maybe wave two somewhere around here, wave three, four, and five. And this could be a first movement of a bigger sequence. So we
yeah.
could go, we could range and slowly grind up. We could moon or we could go down. Like another possibility is that we actually go break the lows here, and this was just a connector for a bigger correction of the whole market. Like we could be making a pair leg to this one. So this could be a move one, move two up to this high, and then we could be doing a move three to finish up that correction. Um,
I don't think the lowest level of correction is going to come that soon because everyone is waiting for that to be. All those who are looking at graphs or all those people who follow everything, they know that there is massive amount of liquidity there, and they all are waiting and sitting for it. I think this correction, like from here, I think it should go around 25K. That should be it, and then it should consolidate the hell out of it and bore the hell out of people. That would make more sense because the more bored people are, the less likely they are to take positions, and I think that's how whales make money, by
yeah,
boring the retailers, right? Because the moment you make them lose hope or make them think that, oh, now market is not going to change, it's been over a month, because one day feels like a month in crypto anyway, and one month feels like a year. So imagine if this happens for 3 months, they will be pretty much done with it.
yeah, and it corrections can take a really long time. Like corrective moves can do really weird stuff, really make everybody pissed because they are just ranging in very strange patterns.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And
so
it,
yeah,
it
we'll
can
see.
make people angry. And just last comment, and then you move to Gala. We will talk about the market in the end. Uh, I had a friend, and this is before this 2021. Yeah, I'm talking about 2020, 2019, 18. So he was holding on to which was it? It was an altcoin. I forgot the name. So it went up. It went up to the place where he had purchased. So he thought that now it's going to go up and things are going to get better, and then it dropped. And
Ah,
then it
yes.
dropped and it stayed there for like 2 months, and he was so upset and angry. And I think he had purchased like I don't know, 40, 50 thousand dollars, and it dropped like 16, $17,000, and he sold it out of anger. And when he
Oof.
sold, after I think 18 hours or 19 hours, it went back up.
Oh,
And this
dang.
was spot, not leverage or anything. It was on spot. There was not so much of leverage at that time. People were not using it. I mean, leverage came around 2017, but it is the boredom that kills people. So
Yeah,
let's go back to Gala.
sure. Just one thing I'd like to address, because probably someone is thinking like, okay, if it can go up like really fast, if it can go down like a lot, and like if we don't really know what exactly it's doing, like how do we plan against
Yeah,
that? Like how do we prepare ourselves? And I think that's the key, because trading, as we've talked before, is not about being always right. It's just being right enough to make money out of the market. Um,
yeah,
so my answer to that question would be getting exposure to shorts at the highest levels you can, selling the highest you can, and buying the lowest you can.
you can.
Like if when it goes down you buy, you're more likely to recover that at some point. Because now here's a secret from market makers that's quite interesting and gives you a mind shift when looking at charts. Because usually when you see these big moves with a lot of volume, like they are very bullish moves, and they say a trend is going on, and they tell you a lot about of the strength of that trend. But most people think like that this means buy. And the interesting thing here is that
Yeah,
the market makers are always there to match people wanting to buy with a sell. So this means
there,
market makers are selling into you on these big candles. They sold in these big
exactly.
candles, and they bought in the red ones. So it's interesting to see like where they buy, and usually they change color around half of the way. So basically, you have a normal looking candle, and they come in and boom, give it that extra pump with a lot of volume. But this big candle was market makers uh, selling into people, like they were opening shorts here. And if you
Exactly.
see here, they eventually drove price down, even recovered a big chunk of this green of this big volume area, and then it went up. But then they sold from here again. Like all these green levels means that those are shorts from market makers, and at some point
Yeah.
they are gonna want to close them in profits. So they're
And
gonna drive.
even if they're not longing and shorting, I mean, they can just sell their bags. I mean, it's millions of dollars that they sell. And this is something that I learned very late as well. I think it was last year when I learned, because I was looking at crypto in a very different way. And then started looking at it from the perspective of graphs and everything. I realized that the greens are actually handing over the crypto to retailers from the whales and the sharks and the krakens. And it was very, very funny for me, because even though it looks like a buy, but it is not the buy from the people they should be who should be buying. It's the retailers who are buying. And sometimes it is sad in a way that the big giants are giving their crypto to them and telling them that live happily after with it, and then they're leaving the market, and the retailers are collecting onto it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is true. That is true.
So basically, following that principle, we are also building shorts when it pumps, when it comes up to levels of interest. And here we can see something really interesting. These past few weeks, I've noticed something that's quite interesting. Whenever I have some targets at certain levels, for example, let me show you here. I had some Fibonacci levels here. And this is interesting for trading, and I think it's going to help everyone be uh, like take it more easy with trades. Because if you
Yeah,
see here, price came to my target, came down, came a little bit over my target, and then came down again, and then came to my target. Like it popped into my target multiple times.
yeah,
And that's something I've noticed recently. Like the targets from previous moves also get respected, and it makes sense because they are zones of liquidity. There's a
yes,
lot of transactions going there. That's where market makers make their money, right? So they want to really make use of that liquidity of people wanting to transact Bitcoin at specific levels, and then they move it to close their positions in profits.
yeah,
So right now we're basically expecting them to, make a retracement that's the size at least reasonable to this big move that it had to the upside.
yeah.
It could be done already here, but and I have some possibilities where it could be going like really fast to the upside.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's more likely to come down because when we look at the momentum on higher time frames, it hasn't really touched oversold since this low. You know.
And it's not just that. I see a bearish divergence. To be very honest with
Mhm.
you, the divergence is bearish. Okay.
It has a lot
And
of various divergences. Like it has one,
yeah, look at
all
the
of this is a
divergence.
divergence.
This is a bearish divergence, and if you look at that and then you don't see it, then you're pretty much shooting yourself in the leg. If you think it's going to pump up after seeing this, it's a huge risk
Yeah,
because if
volume,
you fall,
momentum, and everything is going down
yeah, everything is giving you
except
bearish
price.
signals. Yeah, except for the price. And
Yeah,
this is something that really upsetted me with the Ethereum. My Ethereum trade failed in the group 2 times. It's just because of the fact that these small spikes that they do when they don't when they shouldn't do. You
yeah,
know,
the
they,
infamous stop hunts.
yeah, the famous yeah, stop loss hunts. It upsetted me because I know Ethereum is going to go down. I'll be sitting there angry that anyway.
Yeah,
So so the fun part is that there is a bearish divergence. I don't see popping up there, and even if something like that happens, then that's going to be as fake as possible. To be honest with
yeah,
you, there is no signaling, there is no news. Only bad news is supposed to come on 10th of May, on 11th of May. The economic news and everything that is coming out are not good news. So there is nothing, fancy coming out or something to look up to. So
yeah.
I have no reasoning whatsoever at this moment to believe that this thing is mooning, right?
Yeah, to me it has to go down sooner rather than later. Like it could
And a
go up.
correction is healthy, right?
Sorry.
Correction is healthy.
Yeah, it's holding. I think it has a lot of sell pressure, and
Yeah, yeah.
all the move up, like the big pumps we had less and less volume and momentum in them. Like everything is saying that price is being pushed to for the market makers to sell and to build shorts.
I
So
agree.
yeah, at one point I think we're gonna come down at least to 16K. We have a big batch of liquidity around here,
I hope that happens over a very long
17,000.
period of time, like a year or so. The slower it is, the better it is for everyone. The retail traders who are still trying to get their head around, who are trying to learn, all those people who are watching us, they will have their time to bag and make money out of it if they're collecting, crypto, their favorite projects. I think it will give them massive amount of time because not everyone has, $10 million sitting in a corner somewhere where they see, oh, 16K, and then they put $10 million there and they buy.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely. So we'll see. I think as long as we have exposure to shorts from the highs and to longs from the lows,
yeah,
we should be fine. Like buy low, sell high, right?
that's the philosophy.
Yeah. Now
So you go
how
to
we make
Gala
that
now.
happen? Yeah.
Let's do
So
Gala.
Gala is an interesting little one. Let me go into a smaller. Well, basically, we see this big move to the upside, right? So we could be either doing the partner leg for this one to the upside, and we're gonna see a big move to the upside, or we could be doing a longer correction down, which is quite likely, to be honest.
Yeah,
Now the thing here is let me zoom in into this move because basically we have a first leg to the downside and now we're doing some kind of correction. Like either it's done or it's gonna come a little bit higher
yeah,
without breaking this high.
uh-huh,
So we can make a projection here. We project our first move to the upside to the well. This was the first low we had. Now we already broke it, so we need to move our projection to the lowest low we have.
yeah.
And the lower it goes, the lower the projection goes. And basically, we're targeting probably the 1 to 123 area. Um, and if
1
you
to
see,
123, you means one as a risk and 23 as a reward?
Oh no, I mean the 100%
Ah,
Fibonacci
okay.
extension
Yeah, you're talking about
and the
Fibonacci. Okay.
1.23. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
it's just that it's very small for me. I'm not using my multi-screen. I'm on a laptop.
okay, let me make it bigger here.
Yeah.
Ciao. So basically, we have a projection of this first move to the upside to the lowest low we've had after that uh, to find a partner leg,
Uh-huh.
right? So in this move down, you can see we have three waves: one, two, and three. So I have this as an ABC correction. It didn't break the high. Um, so this should be some kind of zigzag or complex corrective move to the downside. Or it's gonna like drop really hard, really fast. Like this, the moment it breaks these lows, it could come here like really
Yeah.
quick. Maybe not, maybe it stops in the middle or something, but there's a big chance that it drops really hard because it would be uh, a bigger move for a partner leg for the bigger one. So we would be expecting a move
And I
somewhere
think
around
the
here.
major reason for it is there is no confluence in
Yeah,
between. There is nothing stopping it from dropping,
yeah.
right?
Just as it bounced here to the upside, like this
Yeah,
huge move it had, it could go down just as quickly.
exactly.
Or what I'm thinking here is that this is doing some kind of flat structure. Basically, that's a corrective move to the upside, a corrective move to the downside, and then a motive wave to the upside. So basically, the last move is usually the strongest because
Yeah.
it usually breaks this point, like the starting point of the
When you say
sequence,
last, you mean fifth wave.
the fifth wave. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's the third and the fifth that's the longest, right?
Yeah. Usually the third.
The third, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a Elliott wave guy, but I do try to understand all other people are doing, right?
Yeah. So
So,
just maybe I
yeah.
can do a quick explanation of Elliott wave theory for
Okay.
anyone that isn't familiar with it.
A smaller one, so we
Yeah,
don't,
something really
kill them.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, we have two kind of waves. Waves are parts of a trend. So what Elliott waves classifies trends. So we want to classify them as motive waves. Those are the main moves of a trend, the bigger ones that actually move price to higher or lower targets. And then we have corrective waves. And corrections are pretty well known in the market. It's when you're in a trend, but you're taking some time to let the trend cool down before making another move, right? So basically,
Yeah.
we have motive waves and uh, corrective waves. Motive waves have 5 waves in them. So whenever we find a sequence with 5 waves in it, uh, we know that that's part of a main move of a trend.
Uh-huh.
And when we have a triple wave,
Uh-huh.
we have a correction, right? So corrections are triple waves. Motive waves
And
have 5 waves in them.
trends have five waves.
And trends have 5 waves. Yeah, there's
Okay.
different kinds. So the thing is, we can see this kind of patterns on the biggest picture. We can go to the
Oh
weekly
yeah.
and we have some trends here. Like we can see we have a big move to the downside here. Uh,
Yeah.
we broke the beginning of this trend to the upside. So um, yeah, we could be doing something. Since it's very new, it makes weird things at the beginning. Every
Yeah.
market does weird things at the beginning.
The new coins are usually very challenging when it comes to that. Like the one that I shared yesterday in the premium group. I think it was GMX.
Yeah.
It was it had a long opportunity. The only problem I had with that coin and the risk is that it's very new. Even though, like you said, it had bottomed and it's supposed to go high, and it's trying its best at a long. But with the new coins, you don't have so much data to decide, what the hell it's
Yeah,
going
there's
to
not
do.
a lot of volume. There's not a lot of candles in the chart.
Yeah,
You
so
don't
it's
even have
usually
a full
challenging.
cycle for most of these coins.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. So, okay, coming back to Gala. So, tell me
Yeah,
about the stop loss and everything.
sure. Just as a quick last note about structures, you can see that we have three waves here, right? Like one, two, and three.
Yeah.
Or we could have it over here, depending, like wherever you place the top, like you could also have something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but well, let's see, Gala. Uh, Too much theory about Elliott waves. But the idea here about Gala is that we're gonna make a bigger move up, right? Like we're in either in a correction for this move. You know,
Yeah.
this is a first leg, and we're coming higher to go lower and visit this target. Or maybe we just moon from here, right, and come over here, or maybe higher than 1 cent, 10 cents. I
Okay.
mean,
That will be fun.
yeah, that would be crazy, man. But being very conservative, we're expecting if this plays out, it should come at least above these highs. So we have
Yeah.
these targets, the 100% and the 123.
These are
Uh,
our two take profits, basically.
yeah.
Okay.
And basically, we had our entry between the 123 and the 100% to the downside and the 123%. These two yellow lines to the downside.
Yeah.
So basically, I've been tracking this since we entered here. Actually, I placed a very small position when we came here, and now at this place, I had another ladder. So we're in a very nice spot to enter since it's a very big trade and long-term trade. We usually play these ones with minimum amount of funds. Like usually for these kinds of trades, I risk less than 0.5% of my account,
Uh-huh. So
especially if I'm in a
we
counter
are
trend.
we are not making 2% trade for this one.
We can, like, we're gonna place a 1% entry somewhere around where we are,
Uh-huh.
and 1% down here.
Okay. And then we would be putting our stop loss to stop it.
Yeah, or we can
Okay.
put 0.5% here and 0.5% down here. Depends on how you're playing it. I'm thinking, since this account doesn't have the short we took from Bitcoin, right? Like we
Yeah.
didn't take this trade on that account, right?
Yeah. Not live. I mean, this is going to be our first live trade that we are doing in front of everyone.
Perfect.
So, I mean, that was for the premium group, the short. So this long is going to be for everyone. So
Okay,
we are going to use 2% of our bag. So we are using a bag of $5,000. So 2% is $100.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2% it is. Maybe, like, if this is someone's first trade, I'd suggest doing something smaller, just to be
Yeah.
safe, to
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
you're actually, my suggestion is, if you're new, start with a demo account. Like every exchange has a demo account of some sort, and you can paper trade with fake money from the platform, and that lets you test strategies and find your edge. And when you can have that account in profits, then it's a good sign that you can do it with your own money.
I think everyone has their own way of doing it. What I have seen people with the demo account is that they are super awesome when it's a demo account, but when it's their own account, they apologies for the
Emotions
language,
take a toll.
they fuck it up. Yeah, and there's so many reasons for it. It's like I wanted to learn nunchucks, right? You know that thing for the martial art. So
Yeah.
I wanted to learn that, and what I did is that went and I bought the real nunchucks that were heavy, and
Oh,
when they
and
hit you, they hurt.
they hurt a lot.
They hurt a lot.
Yeah, I've trained with
So
nunchucks too.
yeah, so I went and I bought the real ones. They were metallic, they were heavy, and whenever they would hit me, it would hurt a lot. And of course, you are scared. You're
Yeah.
learning nunchucks, and that thing can fly from anywhere and hit you
Break
anywhere,
your
right?
jaw. Yeah.
Yeah, hit your jaw, in the balls, anywhere. So
Yeah. And it
basically,
happens everywhere.
it, everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So, but I learned it, and I learned using two nunchucks in two hands, and I really went up in the speed and everything. My learning curve was really awesome, but I got hurt pretty well, and I got actually I developed kind of ability to the pain as well. That getting small hurts, I stopped getting being bothered with it. It's like having a cat. You stop caring about the small scratches, but when it's a new cat, even the nail touches you, you're like, "Ooh, I'm
Yeah.
damaged," and later on you're bleeding and you're saying, it's okay. So with the nunchucks, it was like this. But my nephew, he used dummy nunchucks. The one that are with rubber foams and they're
Yeah.
light. And he learned with that. And when I gave him the real nunchucks, he was trembling. He was like,
Wow.
"These are heavy," and he knew how to use them. But the moment he swinged it, he hurt himself because
Oof.
he was afraid, right? All the
Yeah.
emotions kicked in and everything was very scary. So I think with the with this is my personal opinion. I don't recommend people to use demo account. I tell them that to throw your own money, because when you lose your own money and you cry and you're upset, you learn from that pain.
Yeah, that's true.
You learn from that pain and your own stupidity, and you say, I'm going to perfect myself so that this doesn't happen to me, and you take your decisions more seriously. And I have done this a lot, like a week or two ago or something. I posted about a guy. He was a demo account trained guy, and he said, I'm super awesome and everything. So I gave him 3K real money, and he blew them off in like a week. He got
Wow.
liquidated with a gold trade. Okay. And the only reason for that was that his risk management and everything was awful. And he was not taking 2% trade. He threw all the $3,000 in one position. And yeah, you learn from the basics. Like I always say, use reliable exchanges. He was using some kind of Forex
Oh.
platform that did turn off on him when it was a crucial time. He was not able to enter the website for 30 minutes or so, and he was not able to stop the trade and this and blah blah blah. That's why I like
Uh-huh.
to use Binance, because the mess ups in Binance are way less compared to when you're using some funny exchange where in future trade the Bitcoin in the market would be at $28,000, but it would have a wick of $40,000 over there, and you would be like, what the hell was that? you know
Yeah.
so stupid exchanges can do anything, and that's why I say, stick to the rules. What Sebastian has suggested as
Exchanges
well.
with big liquidity.
Yeah, with big
Where's the money?
liquidity.
Follow the money always.
Yeah, stick to Binance. Don't use more than 2%. Have your stop losses. Have your strategy. Don't become happy when you win. Don't become sad when you lose. Just keep on doing it, and that's it.
Yeah. I would
So,
say it's also important to treat it as gamble money, at least when you're starting
oh
into
yeah,
trading. Like, don't go with your life savings into it, please. I've seen many people get wrecked super hard for doing
it
stuff like
applies
that.
for everything. To be honest, people blame forex and crypto and everything for it, like it's a gamble. It's true for businesses as well. In my
Yeah.
past, I have screwed up businesses when I was starting on. Okay, I was young. No one in my family, direct family, had done business in their whole life. I had no one to turn to, and I was living in Afghanistan, so I didn't have this community of startups and all that stuff. And this is 2011, right? So I didn't have access to so much of internet. We didn't have internet on mobile phone. We were still on computers. Okay, so a very different age and era and access to information and everything. So I was blowing through my own money by trying to start businesses. And every time I would get liquidated with a business, and then I would do jobs, 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 collect money, and then I would start another business and I would blow it off.
Yeah.
You see?
And that's how we learn, right? Like,
Exactly.
I was thinking that everything is some kind of bet in life. Like, you have to gamble. Like, many of the decisions we make every day are gambles. Like, we gamble for the safe option or for the risky option, and we have different levels of risk that depending on what decision we make. So
Exactly. Exactly.
we
And
have to bet on
everything is like,
ourselves, on our communities, on the things we can learn from our mistakes.
I agree. So I think irrespective of what it is, risk management should be there. You need to understand what you're getting into. So the same thing we will do for this trade. We are going to stick to our policy of 2%. But what we are recommending is you take 1% because the overall feeling of the market is downtrend. So there is a possibility that this long will go against
Yeah, but
us
a
because
2% is okay. Basically, I
yeah,
would feel safer if I had a hedge from the from the top. But it doesn't really matter that much. Like probably our next trade can be a short from a higher level or something.
yeah. Oh, we are going to do hedging now.
Not so soon, but maybe at some point.
Some point, definitely, definitely. So do you want me to share screen so we could do the trade?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this trade is gonna be great, a great example on how you can manage risk and what can you do if price already hit your target and stuff like that. Um, because a lot of the times we wanna be living our lives like not a lot of the times every like always we wanna be enjoying our lives and trading as a part of our life and not living for trading, because it's very easy to get lost in charts and forget everything. And you're waiting 8 straight hours, 12 straight hours for price to come to your target, and you can stop enjoying life if you start doing stuff like that. So
I
I
agree.
like thinking of trading as something that I can do while living my life, not sacrificing my whole life to do it. um, and we can adapt, like it already hit our target here, but it doesn't matter. We can adjust our position size and our risk parameters, and if it still makes sense, which it does because our first entry for this trade was like up here, so we're still in a very nice area to get in. um, and we can also create a ladder position. So usually when I get into a trade like this, I like to get my first position like manually, like being right there. Like at this current price, I take my first position, I place my stop loss into the whole position. So that way I'm sure that because sometimes I tried like putting for those who are new to trading, you can also set limit and sell or limit orders, which basically means telling the exchange to buy or sell at a specific price, and you can set up your stop loss there and stuff like that. But I've had that system fail for me a couple of times. I set a short position with a certain stop loss. Price went above my stop loss, came down, and then I realized that the stop loss wasn't even there. So my first position, I like to set it up manually to make sure the stop loss is uh, correctly placed and working. And then I use limit orders to set um, ladders at other levels of interest. So if price comes down here, I want to get uh, another chunk of my position into the trade. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. It does. It definitely does. Okay. So
Cool. So should I stop sharing or explain really
I
quickly the trade and how we're gonna do it, and
yeah,
then put
explain the
everything?
trade. Explain the trade.
Okay. So basically, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this entry. Actually, let me do it from scratch so it's clearer. I'm gonna take the long position tool right here. You can see we have above the last one we have long position, short position, and we're gonna be using those a lot. So basically, we want the long position right now. Put it at the current price, maybe a little bit higher, and then we wanna drag our uh, limit of the red box to the low because our stop loss is at this low over here, right? So now we know the percentage move towards our low. It's 7.24. That's actually a big percentage. I usually like when trades are a lot closer or have a smaller percentage, but we have a really big potential to the upside, right? So our first target here is 61%, so almost 10 times what we're risking. Oh, 8.5 times what we're risking. We can see it here in the middle number.
Yeah.
and it can go like really high. Like if we're lucky with this one, it could visit 140% gains, maybe even a lot higher.
Even more.
Yeah. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take positions down here and take some profits at levels of interest. First, at these first levels at the beginning, then on the yellow lines here, then the bigger yellow lines. And if we go higher, I don't know. We'll see if we get there. But basically, we want to take profits along the way to make sure that we can always minimize risk.
Definitely, definitely. Oh my
So now, how do we plan our position size for
God.
this one?
Okay,
If we have a
you.
7.24%
I
move,
think you should take out your calculator, because we want to make sure that we don't get liquidated before what we have decided for the stop loss, right?
yeah,
Because that
we
will decide our what do you call it? What the leverage percentage as well. Like we're doing 10x, 20x. We need to find out, right?
yeah, and we can use a position size calculator that we have in our group. It
Yeah.
has everything we have. Our account size is 100 at the moment, right?
Yes.
Okay, our percentage move right here is 7.24, so we're gonna input that here, 7.24, and we're gonna risk 2%. Actually, from this one, we're gonna risk 1%, and we're gonna risk 1% on the next ladder.
Okay. So we are buying it in two pieces.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think we will. So first, let's see if this position is, this position could be too small. Let's see if we can do it. If not, we'll do the 2% here and pray for the best.
You want to do 2%?
I think so, because otherwise we would need to do more. So, like 3, 4%, and it doesn't make that much sense to me. I
Yeah.
think 2% is good. That's gonna be our protection in case the scenarios that we have were bit like the market goes crazy and moonshots from where we are. Like it probably won't happen, so we will be taking profit soon and moving our stop loss to our entry as soon as we take profits. That way, will have no risk for this trade. Um, and yeah, that's basically how we're doing it. So
Uh, so how many X's we are talking about here in terms of leverage? What are we using? Did you look at the
interesting.
calculator?
Yeah,
Because we need to decide on that, right? Like it's going to be how many X's, because it will hit our stop loss before if we go for a 20x, I think.
yeah, that's a very interesting point. Because if you see here, our calculator says that our leverage is 0.27. That means we don't even need leverage for this trade. So whenever leverage is below 1, it means you just need to use a portion of your portfolio. And it makes sense, right? Our account is $100 and we need a $28 position to risk 2% in this trade.
So it's a spot trade.
Sorry?
So it's going to be a trade on spot.
It can be on spot or it can be on futures as well.
No, no,
Uh,
I'm saying how much leverage?
Leverage can be 1 or it can be higher. Like,
2x
um, depends. Are we going to use the account with cross leverage or isolated leverage?
is going to be isolated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. So here's what I would do. I would use, let's see, since our percentage move to the stop loss is 7.824, what I would be thinking is that I would like to use enough leverage. So my liquidation for that position is around here.
Yeah. That's the thing.
That might be too complicated. Probably we can use 3x leverage just to make sure that we use as little capital from our account as possible. It's gonna do fine. It's not gonna get liquidated because liquidation is gonna be quite far.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Can you stop
okay.
sharing yours?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you stop sharing yours? Oh, I think he got out. I'm left all alone. WhatsApp. Hi. I think you left.
Yeah, sorry, I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah.
But you can share your screen now.
I can share my screen. Yeah.
So mission accomplished.
So just a second. All kind of weird stuff is happening today for some reason, which I don't know why. But anyway, share screen. Okay, let me refresh this. I don't know if I refresh this will disconnect.
Okay, let's see.
Today, StreamYard is acting up for some reason. Like when I was trying to zoom in, it wouldn't let me do it. And
Oh,
I'm afraid if I refresh, the live would end.
oh,
I don't know. This would be very, very bad if that happens.
yeah, we would have to start over, or maybe we can do a an episode 2 for the
Oh
live of
no,
today.
no, 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 no. That would be just so bad. So bad. Ah, it doesn't give any warning or saying that I can't refresh. I mean, you are here, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm here.
maybe
Yes,
you would be the one who can stay if I refresh. Let me take the risk because this thing
okay,
is not working. Okay.
sounds good. Let's see if I can
This
stay
page is
here.
asking to confirm.
I'll
Stay.
keep the
Okay. Yeah,
portal
it is.
open.
It was giving a warning. Anyway,
Oh,
so now I see the option to share screen. For some reason, the problem that I'm facing is the clicking is not working. You know,
oops, that's weird.
that is very weird. For heaven's sake, let me
Mm,
see.
can you join from your phone to StreamYard?
I
Maybe.
can.
Maybe
I
you can
can.
join and share the camera or something like that on the stream.
The problem is that I would have used a phone to begin with. The thing is that in phone, when you leave the browser, it doesn't show your entire screen.
Oh,
So when you
that
leave, you leave.
sucks.
You got it right.
Yeah, that sucks.
This is so bad. Talk about bad. Just a second. Let me try again and again. Let me just leave and come back, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Maybe I can share here my screen while Shai is back. We can look at the risk reward ratio for this trade. Oh, you're back, bro.
I am.
I held the portal open so you could come back and save the galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, now I can share my screen. Okay, now you can stop
Cool.
sharing. Can you see my screen?
I can see it.
Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. So here's a liquidation calculator. I don't know if you have used this one.
Yeah, I tried it.
Okay, so our entry point is something we can put in here. Okay,
Yeah, that's
I think this
Binance,
is
right?
probably,
Binance
yeah,
USDT.
this is
The
Binance.
price would
Yeah,
be
if
0.3218.
Yeah, the thing is that somehow, okay, typing is working. I thought it's not working. Anyway, you click here on the calculator. Okay, it pops up this thing, and you can decide on the liquidation. This way, you can identify how much percentage of leverage you need to take, right? So the entry point would be at 0 point, how much it is? 3218, 3218,
Mm,
and
0.03217.
yeah,
You can put 0.032.
0.032. This is the one, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
And quantity of Gala, how much Gala it's going to be?
That's a good question. Can you change Gala to USDT?
Oh
Or can
yeah, I was able
no?
to do this on my mobile phone, but this stupid. Anyway, let's assume it's 1,000 Gala. Okay, let's calculate. So liquidation price is at this one.
Yeah, so 0.11, it's really far.
It's really far, right? And this is
Yeah,
at 10x. If we do it at 20x, we need to change this, I think, again. Yeah, just a second, okay.
20x is probably around 22.
Need to change this to 900 maybe, or maybe 2000. It's again going below. How is this possible? It changed even to lower, huh? Let me change the balance to
It's because the
100.
price is 0.32 and not 0.032.
Oh,
There
thank
you go.
God.
Yeah, we ate a zero there.
We ate a zero there. Talk about everything being wrong. This calculator gives me hard time sometimes. It's very smooth on mobile phone, okay, but on computer, I know it's tough.
It does crazy shit.
It is crazy. Oh, I don't know, maybe 5,000 galas, then it would become happy. 50,000.
That would be really nice.
Okay, saying it's too
50,000
much.
gallon, it goes to $1. Boom.
Okay, at least now it's giving me a price. So it's 28. Okay, now at least we know where the liquidation is because this thing doesn't matter. Okay, the quantity and balance doesn't matter. What matters is because this thing is deciding that if you're taking a 10x, okay, and it goes against you, where you will get liquidated. So it's saying 0.028. Now you are looking at your chart. Can you tell me what kind of liquidation we are looking at? Where do we want to be
Um,
liquidated? We want to
Let me
lose our
see.
1%, right? So your stop loss is 7% below. You said 7.5%, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
point
So
7.24.
7.24. Yeah. Can you tell me the price by looking at it?
Yeah, it's 0.02987.
Okay. So this is just like that. So we can use a 10x then. That's good. 10x is not
Cool.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So we change this to isolated. Confirm. If only my mouse. It's not even my mouse. I don't know what the hell is wrong, to be honest with you. Okay, it's a 10x. Okay, we are not going to go for limit. We are going to go for market. How much we want? We want $100.
Yeah, can you change Gala for USDT?
Yeah. So we want to change this
So it
to
would be a
100.
$28 trade here.
Oh, we want to take 1% or 2%?
We're gonna take 2% risk, but we're not gonna play with 2% of the account. Since we have leverage, we're gonna uh, use a smaller position.
Okay, that's okay with me. But okay, I don't understand why it's saying 400 and all that.
Mm, can you put something
I,
into size? Oh, the account is
we are in a wrong place.
$200.
Yeah, it's the available balance. We are using $100 out of it.
Okay, okay.
I was seeing up there the long and short. Now I'm not seeing anything. Where
it's
the hell did
below
it go?
buy long, sell short.
Yeah. Anyway, this is plain stupid. So so I don't see. Oh, it's opened in hedge mode. Do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely activate hedge mode if it's not, but it might be active already.
No, I haven't activated hedge mode on this account. I
Oh.
wanted this account to be plain and simple.
I would
Uh,
activate hedge mode most definitely.
Now, okay,
Yeah, because you have
where
to
should
have
I go?
all trades closed for
Okay,
to change the
where do you
mode.
want me to go?
Good question. I'm not familiar with the computer
Binance?
version, but maybe on the settings of
Oh,
the
you use
trading.
mobile phone too?
I use mobile phone too.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, what the hell are we all doing?
To be
Anyway,
honest, it's a lot easier, and you can take it to the bathroom or wherever you need.
exactly, exactly. That's why I look so stupid when I'm using here on the PC. I have no idea. I mean, we haven't used it. But there was a setting button, I think,
Yeah,
where
I
you
think
click
it's
and you
there.
can change it. Is this one, right?
Maybe that or the one in the below that, the two lines with dots.
Oh, this is different.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
something
it
else.
is. It's different. Uh,
If you go to the top right below the engine one, where you have the two lines,
One.
yeah, right, that one. What does it open up?
I think it should give me that thing in the
Preference,
preferences,
maybe. Yeah,
position mode. Yeah, this
there
is
you
hedge.
go.
There
Boom.
you go with the hedge. Yeah, my mouse clicks are not working. Yeah. Okay. Good.
There you go. What does it say in price protection? Just to be
Now let me
curious.
refresh this. Okay.
Okay.
We have spent 15 minutes of live on this.
The setup.
Yeah. I don't think there is anything above here. I don't know why I thought there is something. Anyway, so let's
Uh,
change this to isolated. We change this to isolated. Okay. And we change this to 10x. Okay, it is 10x already. And we want to buy it at
there
market.
you go. Position size 28.
We do $100. Okay.
No, 28. $28.
28.
Yeah. That way, if our stop loss gets hit, we only lose 2% of the account.
But 2%, our account is $5,000. I have not added all the money here, but we have $5,000.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but
I'm not
2% of
looking at
$5,000.
how much we have. That's with leverage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the big amount that I have with leverage. I'm
No,
focused
no,
on
no,
the
not
smaller
on leverage.
position.
Sorry. We have hardcore cash $5,000.
Okay. This trade is only this trade is $100.
On yeah, so 2% of our $5,000 is $100.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's why I'm going for 100 because this is our 2%.
Okay, wait. Let me do something, because if the account is $5,000, then that changes everything. Yeah, and actually we can do it differently. We
Okay.
can actually take a position size up to $1,300 there.
Oh, you want to go big?
Like that would be the math here. Like if we want to risk 2% of the account,
Yeah.
but 2% would be more than $100, isn't it? Oh no.
Yeah, it will be
Yes.
more than it will be. No, 2% is $100. That is for sure. So
Okay.
we are going to use 50% of what we have. Okay.
Okay.
And that is $100. Okay. This is showing $1,000 and all that stuff because it's multiplying it by 10
Wait, then
on mobile
if
phone.
that's the case, then we want to do a ladder, because I was thinking position size was going to be super small, so we can do
Uh,
1% here and then a
how?
1% ladder below.
Okay. So this is 1% then.
Perfect.
Okay. So it's $50. Okay, and we are
Perfect.
not
Yeah.
going to set take profit, but we are going to set a stop loss, and it is 0.028. You said
Yeah.
that's what it is, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So 10x isolated according to the
Wait.
calculator. Yeah.
Um, I'm thinking. No, yeah. You know what? I'm thinking the position must be smaller
Then
because if
this.
we use more of the account, it's gonna move the liquidation higher, isn't it?
Uh,
Well, it's
I mean,
isolated. That makes sense. So yeah, $50 makes sense. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to uh, match what we're doing here with what I do to make sure uh,
yeah, I know you
we
use
follow
cross,
the
so it's
strategy.
different. Yeah. So the reason I don't keep all my money here in the future is that is the reason for it is because if someday I do a cross or something, I do a mess up, at least my money is not held hostage.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
anything can happen. So and we need money we can always transfer. Okay,
Yeah.
so this we are using 1% of our account. Okay,
Makes
$50.
sense. Yeah,
That's
and
fine.
actually, what I'm seeing here is that we can actually, yeah, our position size is gonna be bigger. It's gonna be around one
More than
thousand
two
dollars
percent.
in the end. So
Oh
basically,
yeah,
the position
yeah.
size means the
Right now
value
it's
of the
five
whole
hundred dollars.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now it's
So
500, so it will grow to $1,000 considering that we are going to buy in ladder. If you think we don't want to buy 1%, you want to go for 0.5%, we can do that too.
yeah, I think 1% is okay.
You sure?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to go for it, okay? Open long and order submitted. Now it should be down somewhere. Where does it show in the computer?
Um,
In mobile phone, it's always, down here, it appears under the
yeah, it's
orders.
gonna be there, but for some reason it's not yet.
Open orders, it's not there.
Should be there
How?
or
Did we do
open
the
order
limit?
history.
It was the market
Maybe if you refresh the
system.
window. Yeah.
Okay, let me check. Computer is very weird. We both need to start using it. And this thing I don't like about Binance, it shows cross and then it changes it automatically to isolated. Then it remembers, the settings that I had given it.
Hmm.
But for a moment while it's loading and remembering, you see?
Hmm.
Oh, there you go. $50 gone. Yeah, this plain stupid thing, it was not showing it. Yeah, the refresh worked. We are close long, stop.
Technology always does crazy shit. And if we had
Yeah.
punched in another order, we would have a 1% position extra.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now there we
Why
have.
it's not showing what's going on with it?
Oh, you can go to the left in the positions, a little bit higher. You have open orders and positions. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah,
We're
but
in the red.
we're already in the loss.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, liquidity is 29. It's almost
Our
what we
stop
wanted
loss.
it to be. Very close to that because our stop loss is at 28, which means we would need to add a margin to fix that. Even though we used a calculator, but but still it helped. The calculator told us we cannot go beyond 10x.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah,
think okay,
actually,
this is.
our once I input a 100% risk on the $100 in our position size calculator, it says 13.812 is the risk we can use, the
Yeah.
leverage we can use.
No, no, I was talking about here, this
Yeah,
calculator, this one. Yeah,
yeah.
so I think when all those who are watching, what you do is that when this one tells you 10x, always go for 9x, always keep 1x below or 2x is below just to be on the safe side. Sometimes it's a bit wrong. Yeah, like over there it said 28. Now we are seeing it's 29, which is okay. We can add margin and fix this. But anyway, so if I click on this, will it show me more information or no?
Great question. Let's see. Click it and let's see what happens.
Let me see. Oh, it's not showing anything.
Huh.
On mobile
Weird.
phone, it's so fancy, it's showing everything. This is so bad.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and
at least
it
our
doesn't
loss is
have
not
the
moving
stop
so
loss right
fast.
there, right? Like it has the stop loss as an open order. Is that what we
I
have in the other
Oh
tab?
yeah, yeah, yeah. This
There
is
you
the
go.
close. This is the close long,
Stop
and
market
it says this is the price, which is equal in this
0.29.
mark. Yeah, and on mobile phone, it actually asks you for a protection. Here, it didn't ask. That is weird. When you use the protection, it helps a lot. If you don't use protection, I have lost $2,000-3,000 because of that thing.
Oof,
I turned off the protection, and it slipped. It was, for example, it was supposed to stop at 28. It stopped at 26.
oof.
So always use a protection. I don't know why it didn't give me that option here for some reason, but it should
You
have.
know, I noticed that the stop loss right there is not how it should be. Can we set the stop loss there? Oh,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, there. View
you can click on it. This is the stop loss.
0.28. Yeah, that's not right. It should be higher.
We don't
It's
like
almost
28.
30.
Okay, we can cancel it, I think.
Okay.
I mean, at least in mobile
Um,
phone, we had the option to cancel. All
or
those
to
who use
change it,
computer,
we should be
they,
able
they
to
would
change
be
it
they would be
somehow.
laughing their guts out. Anyway, guys, we are not going to waste your time figuring this out in front of you. I will do this from mobile phone. We'll change this. Okay, you wanted it to be 30 and not 28.
Aha.
Oh, that's your stop loss.
Yeah, that's the stop loss. 0.2987. 0.02987.
Okay, guys, note it down. 29.87. I'm going to change that to 29.87. That's going to be our stop loss. We are getting liquidated before that anyway. Look at this.
No, below. Yeah, liquidation is below that.
Oh, below than this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're still in the same amount of loss. This thing is very slow.
Yeah, it's not moving. Should we set up our ladder so it buys if it comes a little bit lower to our next target?
Oh yeah, limit. Okay,
Yeah.
tell me.
Let's show how this works. So first, in price, we wanna input. Just making sure I'm in the right contract. So we wanna put there 0.030, then 55.
Okay, and we are
And for
again going for
size, can you click the USDT from size? I just want to make sure about something. Okay, USDT, there you go.
and we want
And the
again
size would
fifty
be
dollars.
1% again, right? Like
Yeah,
50.
$50. Okay, and we are giving it a
Wait,
stop
I'm
loss
not
as
sure
well.
if that's gonna be it.
Oh, it will work. It's not
Okay,
appearing. This system is stupid, but it will appear. We
okay,
can do it from here as well if you want. Okay, we want 500. Okay, so 500 would be,
like 30 something.
yeah, this is the 500. Okay.
There you go.
So there you go. So a stop loss, you want it at what? Again, the same thing? Oh, this
Yeah,
time you
the
would be
same thing.
telling me the same one, the right one,
Yeah,
29.87.
29.87.
This is correct, right?
Yeah, that should be correct. Let's
Oh, this
double
is our
check.
limit by everything. Should I open the long?
Yep, sounds good.
Done. Okay, now let's refresh this.
We could actually go heavier with that position because it's a lot closer to the stop loss.
You mean a bigger size?
Yeah,
Oh, we
that's
can
what I'm
build.
thinking.
Let's see how it plays out, and in our next live we can talk about it. Oh,
Yeah.
now we are talking, you see. Now we are in good loss. $3 gone. 6.58% already.
Ciao. Wait, but margin ratio, that's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah, when we look at margin ratio, we want to keep that below 5 ideally.
Mm-hmm. But how can it be high? We just discussed it.
Oh well, that does no, that's fine because we're using
Yeah.
like
So there
like we
is
don't
a
have the
open
whole
long.
account here. This is just our first $100 trade for the account.
Yeah, for the account. So all good.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. And we can build up on it later on if we think it's going to be like that.
Yeah, and
And
let me see if I'm getting this right. Well, like let me sum everything up for everyone. Basically, if this trade goes wrong, like if it takes both our ladders and then it hits our stop loss, it's gonna lose somewhere around $100 or maybe a little bit less. But if
yeah,
it goes to our targets, um, it's gonna make more money than that.
yeah, of course.
So if it plays out, it can make $33 for every dollar we are risking here. So at the highest targets, these $100 would be like um, $3,300,
3,300, 3,300.
$3,300.
Seriously.
Yeah, at the highest. We're gonna be taking profits along the way, so
Yeah, of course.
it's definitely not gonna be there. But even if it makes $500, $1,000, that would be pretty neat.
Oh, that gives us 10 trades to lose.
Yeah,
So that's pretty neat. But right now we are in loss. So yeah, there you go.
yeah.
7% loss.
And I'm hoping it actually comes down to our next ladder
It
because
will. It will. The way the market is, and
yeah,
everything, it will go there. I think. Yeah.
and then we needed to pick up our long and then moon like crazy. So let's see if that happens, and if
Yeah.
not, we'll just catch the next trade.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So thank you so much, Sebastian. This is 1 hour, 17 minutes. I'm sure not everyone has watched this long, and I mean, like I said, everyone is sleeping. But thank you so much for joining me. And I think we have covered pretty much our live first trade, and we discussed market as well. Anything else before we call it off?
I think that's good. Remember
All
to
good?
manage risk properly and protect your capital.
Yes, definitely. Everyone, take care, and we will meet you in our next session.
Bye, guys.
Bye.